What's up everybody, man, back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla Kong news and updates. In today's video, we'll talk some interesting behind the scenes photos which seem to hint to Godzilla's new design, and teasers that it's finally time for Godzilla Jr. to enter the MonsterVerse. Let's get into it. You guys, it's finally time. I think this has happened once before, but from the journey we embarked upon in December 2022 until now, when I started to try and catch back up on Godzilla news, I was close to 2 years behind on news when I restarted Godzilla news on this channel, and now here a long time later, 2 movies later as well, we are finally 100% caught up on MonsterVerse movie news. It took us 118 Godzilla MonsterVerse news and updates, but we're finally here. Big shout out to all of you guys for your support over the years, and big shout out to subscribers and members of D-Force like Ashley Yelena 3474, Tyler's Williams 4134, and Comic Fan 92 for being part of D-Force, having notifications on, getting in my videos immediately, and commenting right away. I appreciate all you guys so much. And starting out with some artwork, like always, this first piece comes to us from Godzilla 3, and while I wouldn't normally show this off because it's art from the 1994 movie, this is of course Godzilla 94 with little Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, and I feel that's very fitting because I do think that's where this next film is heading. Speaking of that Godzilla with little Godzilla art, this next one comes to us from Kaiju Crew, and this is the MonsterVerse Godzilla with their take on little Godzilla, and this is perfect, dude. I love the cute vibe of it. This artwork is fantastic, and I really like their little Godzilla redesign. It looks just very similar to the MonsterVerse Godzilla while still having a very cute factor to it. I think really all you need to do is amp up the eyes like this artwork did, and you're already there. I don't want to see an overly designed, overly cute Baby Godzilla. I would like to see something like this, which basically just takes more elements from the Toho designs, such as the bigger cat-like eyes, without taking them too far. Also, MonsterVerse Godzilla definitely needs a son because he really needs to work on his personality, and that'd be a great way for him to have some character growth, so that'd be awesome. The artwork's great as well. New set videos, which I actually don't really feel comfortable showing off on this channel just because this one is the first one where it kind of seems like it was straight up a set leak. Like it seems like this was leaked from the set of Supernova rather than shared proudly by one of the leading crew members. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. It's not like there's too much going on in it. Basically, to run you through what we see here, someone's walking around the set of Supernova. There's blue screens all around. There's camera gear everywhere, and they're just filming camera gear. They filmed the A cam, the C cam, and then finally the D cam for the movie. If you're wondering what those letters are, it's literally just the name of the camera. It's the A camera, the B camera, the C camera, the D camera. It's telling you the importance level of those cameras. Like A cam is your main camera and so on. Well, all of them have Monarch logos attached to them. They all have Monarch logos on them. And the D cam, and I think one of the other cameras, has that new Monarch medical logo on it, although without the star shape around it, which we did talk about in our previous video, going really in depth on that new Monarch medical truck. That new Monarch medical logo seems to be a new division of Monarch focused on, well, medical priorities. The new Monarch medical logo was seen on some of these cameras as well. Costume designer Anne Foley confirms that the crew has wrapped filming in Australia and is heading to Utah. She was not the only one, as Jason Beanie, the camera B operator, confirmed that filming wrapped in Australia as well. If you look at Jason's post, he posts the B camera, although interestingly it does not have the Monarch logo on it anymore, but he did post it with these interesting patches being seen. These patches are given to crew members who worked on the movie. In the last case, we saw crew shirts that had Godzilla and Kong in Egypt together, which was obviously a big setting for the new movie. This one continues the trend. It shows Kong holding an enormous telescope, which obviously I don't think Kong's gonna have a big telescope in the new movie, but I think it represents that a threat is coming from space and they need to look out to space, and then Godzilla's there in the background. The other one shows Godzilla and Kong holding, like, I don't know what they're holding. They might be holding ices together, clinking ices together. I'm not sure what that is, but Godzilla and Kong kind of hanging out together. You got the words written in Japanese, and it's to celebrate the fact that they're part of the Australia/Utah camera crew. So they're making the jump from Australia to Utah. The Godzilla design is green with a white chest and new orange spine. spines. It's a brand new color for Godzilla. The last crew art, which was designed by Gun's art, featured Godzilla and Kong in Egypt together. It was keeping Godzilla's design as was, obviously like not revealing Godzilla Evolves design, but it was keeping Godzilla as was. I don't know why this crew patch would not feature the Godzilla Evolved design. I don't know why, unless Godzilla's getting a brand new design for this new movie, it would show this weird, never before seen green Godzilla with orange spines. It doesn't stop there, as he has this little sticker of Godzilla standing in a city attached to his camera, because he's also got GXK written on it as well. This is actually written on one of the camera lenses, and he posted this on his Instagram story. And this Godzilla design, again, it's a brand new Godzilla design. It features like new, longer Millennium styled spines. It looks a little different than Godzilla Evolved. It actually looks very much like a Millennium Godzilla. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if that was the Millennium Godzilla and it was just a sticker he bought online and it was just a Millennium Godzilla sticker that's floated around out there, but it doesn't look like the Millennium Godzilla precisely to me, and I don't think I've ever seen this sticker before. To me, it looks like, again, another hint to a new silhouette for Godzilla. The last time we saw something like this was with Monarch Legacy of Monsters, when they teased silhouettes of Godzilla having new spines on his back that looked more like the 2019 spines, when we thought that show was going to take place in 2014. And then it turned out it's because the show primarily uses the updated 2019 Godzilla design. One reason I find this to be so compelling is because this is not the first time I've brought this up. All the way back in my breakdown for the Godzilla Kong Supernova teaser, I was bringing up how there's that mysterious Funko Pop looking Godzilla sitting on the desk. That Godzilla features a green design, looks a little more Toho styled, and reminded me that from the start, Americans have wanted to make Godzilla green, going all the way back to Hanna-Barbera, but it didn't stop there. Every American iteration that didn't get off the ground was going to feature a green Godzilla. And then as far as the MonsterVerse goes, as it's continued and developed, we've seen Godzilla's design start to get greener and greener. Some of the concept art for Godzilla Kong the New Empire featured a very green version of Godzilla Evolved, and they didn't wind up going with that. It looked a little more swampy there. I could see them going with something like that now, especially because it would differentiate Godzilla on shelves to sell toys better. The spines of Godzilla being orange is really cool. At first it threw me off because we've never seen a Godzilla with orange spines, but the more I thought about it, this is still leaning back into that Millennium styled aesthetic. It's very possible that's the direction Godzilla's design is going, as that is what Jared Krzyzewski, creature designer for Godzilla Kong the New Empire, took direct inspiration from. Godzilla's longer spines and the sort of purple-pink hue to them was taken straight from Mirgoji back in 2000. Mirgoji and Godzilla 1999, when they charged up their spines, charged up orange. It was a Godzilla with an orange beam. It's possible that this new Godzilla will have an orange beam as well. Additionally, with the new Southeast Asia Godzilla having a green atomic breath, it just feels like the era of green Godzilla is finally here. But many other people were quick to point out that the Funko Pop on the desk might be something else entirely. Maybe it's not Godzilla. Maybe it is the subject of our next topic. Finally, and the biggest bombshell of all, has little Godzilla officially entered the chat. Is Godzilla Jr. going to be joining Godzilla Kong Supernova? Well, Bailey Nagy, I don't know how to say your name, Bailey, I'm sorry, the second assistant camera op on Godzilla Kong Supernova, shared a clip of her and some of the GXK crew members on set trying to draw Baby Godzilla. You can see they start out, they're trying to draw Godzilla, they're using this phone to look at a tutorial on how to draw Godzilla. They've drawn him on this whiteboard. I can't tell what like the Polaroids underneath are, but again, it kind of looks more like some Godzilla Polaroids. It kind of looks like a Godzilla Polaroid where he's standing behind a stadium maybe, and then it just looks like some crew members there. They're laughing and having a good time, but right at the very end, sneaking in one last Easter egg as the camera pans back towards the main video village, or it actually looks like they're kind of in a big warehouse or something with a bunch of gear being stored, not actively on set. You see the Bandai Movie Monster series Baby Godzilla from 1994. I was pretty shocked to see Little Godzilla as a figure on set. Little Godzilla's design is the one that seems to most accurately match the new Godzilla Funko-ish looking figure that was first teased in the Godzilla Kong Supernova teaser. Originally, I thought that that might be hinting that Godzilla's gonna have a brand new green design in this new movie, and hey, it seems like I might not be wrong, as that crew patch also features Godzilla with a green design. I've talked about that at length in videos on the channel by now, but there is a trend recently where Toho and now Legendary, it seems, are leaning into a green Godzilla design. Obviously, Toho released that Godzilla with the green atomic breath charging up his back. That was for the Southeast Asia celebration, and now we're getting some hints dropped in Supernova that Godzilla might have a greener design. Actually, that little Funko Godzilla definitely more accurately reflects Baby Godzilla, Godzilla Jr., and we just got another major tease that Godzilla Jr. could be in this new movie. Where else would you take this story after you give Kong a son if you're going to try and put the emphasis on Godzilla and develop the Godzilla characterization and Godzilla side of things, how better to do that than to introduce the son of Godzilla and to give Godzilla some real emotional conflict and weight as he now has to care for a child. It's a great way to develop Godzilla's characterization. That's exactly how they did it in the Showa series. That's exactly how they did it in the Heisei series. That is the template. If you want to really develop Godzilla's character, you give him a son and work from there. I think that this seems like a pretty strong indication that Baby Godzilla could join the new film, and if he does, he'll probably look something like Little Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. It's also the cutest Baby Godzilla that we've ever seen, although I would certainly hope he looks more like Junior from Godzilla vs. Destroy, as that's the best version of that character I think we've gotten. That seems like a pretty major hint that we're gonna see Godzilla Jr. in this next movie. For the fact that we've been talking about that there's a lot of teasers that they could be following in the Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla footsteps, that's just yet another domino in a long line of dominoes to say, hey, we're adapting elements of that movie, and Baby Godzilla plays a major role in that film. I know that's not definitive, concrete proof. Maybe these girls are just fans of Godzilla Jr. Maybe they liked the Bandai Movie Monster series. I don't know how they would have come across it in the wild, but maybe they saw it at the mall or something, or saw it at Second and Charles and picked it up. But it seems like a specific character to seek out. It's not one that I've ever come across in the wild in US stores, so it seems like one you'd have to seek out. It seems like one you wouldn't just seek out for no reason. This might be a case where Baby Godzilla could be in the new movie. They're aware of that because they're on set, they're filming the movie, and they were just doing a goofy video filming on set. They were trying to draw Baby Godzilla and they didn't think we'd pick up on it. That's my guess on what happened. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear. Comment down below and let me know. And that's actually where I'm going to leave you guys for this one. Thank you for joining this major deep dive into Godzilla Kong Supernova. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to continue to make videos like this for you. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. If that's not your thing, please consider joining as a channel member. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man out.